Along the border with Mexico, the storm caused localized flash floods, strong gusts, and heavy rains. The first Atlantic tropical cyclone to impact the U.S. in 2023, Tropical Storm Harold, made landfall in southern Texas and on Padre Island in the Gulf of Mexico. More than 23,000 people lost power as a result of up to 7 inches, 177 millimeters, of rain falling in certain areas of the. A forest fire in the region of Canakkale in northwest Turkey forced the suspension of maritime traffic in the Aegean Sea to the Sea of Marmara. In order to safely combat the fire by bringing water from the sea, airplanes were sent to the scene of the fire. Strong winds accelerated the fire's growth, necessitating the employment of 10 aircraft, 38 helicopters, and more than 3,000 firefighters in order to contain it. More than 1,200 people were also forced to flee 15 communities as a result of the fire, which also burned through over 10,000 acres of agricultural and forested terrain. Islam's holiest city of Mecca was struck by a severe storm that dumped a lot of rain and had wind gusts that reached 80 kilometers per hour, 50 miles per hour. The storm caused flooding in low-lying regions and damaged property, including automobiles. Local flooding was caused by the 45 millimeters, 1.8 inches, of rain that fell in the Al-Kakiyar area over the course of 24 hours. As a precaution, schools were shuttered in several areas of Mecca, although no serious events or fatalities were reported by Saudi officials. For the second time in a month, flash floods hit Primorsky Krai in Russia, leaving Vladivostok and the neighboring towns without power. Within hours, an intense 2 weeks' worth of precipitation fell, flooding streets, drowning cars, and destroying infrastructure. Due to overloaded storm drains, residential areas, particularly country homes, were also impacted. Caribbean storm. There were casualties and evacuees as Hurricane Franklin hit the Dominican Republic close to the hamlet of Enriquillo. The storm inundated the area with a lot of rain, wind, and flooding. Over 3,000 people were forced to leave their houses as a result of 2 reported deaths, 1 person missing, and these events. Numerous towns were damaged by wind, landslides, and flood damage to their homes, roads, and infrastructure. Throughout, 200 firefighters, volunteers, and other resources battled blazes all throughout Greece during a major wildfire crisis. Residents were compelled to flee the impacted areas after fires destroyed homes and automobiles. Athens was surrounded by smoke and ash from one big fire, which forced evacuations and containment operations. The number of active wildfires was taxing the available resources for putting them out. In Himachal Pradesh, flash floods, mudslides, and landslides caused damage to bridges, residences, roads, and automobiles. Buildings collapsed as a result of a sizable landslide at Ani town in the Kula district, fortunately without any fatalities. "12 people died as a result of overnight rains in other rain-related occurrences, which forced the closure of schools and colleges in some districts. In Michigan, numerous tornadoes made landfall amid violent storms, leaving a path of devastation and taking lives. A strong downburst in Caraguatatuba left behind substantial devastation, including downed trees, a destroyed church, and a retail center with no roof. Several counties had power outages, flooding, and property damage as a result of the storms.